24 radio bredu sense some ekoso wo ye mema say the aboa no ya to ne din trending news no ye de eba ebesomo and then some dey ba no de di makotene ene say Mami Jane Mensa ono ena electoral commission no oda no we shansam trefo ede hihye omode agu akwan mu e nyame adom ochina exhibition exercise ebekoso Ghana fa na nyina no na eno ena ochirem die nti a wo se oman ba bia ekọ exhibition centers ahodo no no mo kohwe se omo edin ewo abato nkrata no emu
to verify their details. Now I come to the importance of the exhibition exercise. From our experience over the years, participation in the voters' exhibition exercise has always been low. Citizens have not found it worth their while to visit the exhibition centers to check their details on the provisional voters register. We wish to emphasize that the exhibition exercise is an important aspect of the entire registration and election process.
Sanso and Ghana. Yaman Penyabedi His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia de Atudra say NPP abano and your margin that say Okada or more baby legalizing or memo say.
Discussion about Okada in Ghana, this motorcycle transport. I think that in the context of what we are doing, we would rather encourage the Okada riders to come in and try to buy and lease these vehicles so that they can run businesses. They need
Sanso and Nyamia Duma Busumi da etoso eduno ensia PNC eko akwa akoyi wa mo frank etufo ewo 2020 abato no emu Bernard Mona chairman wachire ensemu achiremu se PNC amanyokio no ekua wamo ewo enisoade hunu papa.
PNC idea is being implemented fully, but I say that it is one that has saved the people of Ghana. So many Ghanaians come to realize that the PNC is the party of ideas, the PNC is the party that, if allowed to win elections, its policies will be able to liberate them from the economic quagmire and let them find themselves. So the party is not new. The fact that we are to elect somebody who will be our standard bearer to lead us into the election does not mean that many people in Ghana don't know about the PNC.
Dr. Nsiansari ono ena oye opinion otu aban no for ewo apomdinsem mu ewo aban otiso no emu wade atudwa se Ghana nyina yamo ye ho ban na COVID-19 protocols no yentimi ne so se ne be ye be pam yare no free enso kra wom se active cases na te abafom ye pa eyedie nanso ye wadwuma eye se ye bedi so ama yare no free enso
ya otu kakaka wo hwe no tui Adabesa no wo de na encounter na ka wono do ha so na de ya be ebia e ka se covid na ku na fi na ko environmental health e for me o na ko so ko si no ane ma unti ko si o do funi inti no and also e ma prevention no na so me ma e de ku kwamu a so it's important but sometimes you're very comfortable with it. A protein thing be our bombers or grown use sanitizer.
Sanso and Enra the UTAC or Australia University of Ghana Legon omo friends some trefo ensiemu na no ena kuonum penifo me national executives some they are to just say share the executives are omo ewo University of Ghana na wamo atomra omo etiremu se omo de asotwen ebema empanimfo Dr. Samuel Kusi UTAC National Secretary one also etiremu se de asotwen besi akọ.
Yes, no, it has happened before. One leg of one after ya show so it blew on na e was senka omo national office na call omo but then say omo every key ranks you know the national office na call omo e command.
In some way, any afro na mosomfo edwe donko magin konwa mede eba abesomwe kai sen semwe ubenya no modernghana.com sanso ena Zeno Radio akwentufo ye wo ho Facebook and YouTube nyina eye akwentufo Radio UK and Ghana meeting once again Edward Donko afei ensem no emu enchemu enie. Another electoral commissioner Mami Jane Mensa oda won ano friends some trefo enhyiemu e de enhyehyɛ a omo e de egu akwan mu anyame adom ochina exhibition exercise ebekọ so ama obi akwa akọhwe se ne din ewo abato nkrata yede beto abanyame adom abosome a etwato ewo afimo ne da etoso enson no emu na eno na Mami Jane Mensa echiremu die ntia wose Ghana ni ba bia ochire ne din no wokọ ekọhwe nkrata no se ne din no ampa ewom anase enim na no na ochirem se exhibition ne de eye pa ebeboa ama udin na ewo nkrata no de opese esesa no de ewom a ya ntwere ne edin eye sanso na age ene ehon sensem no bebia ho se oboa ema yetimi correct no waboa mpanifo amomo atimi asiesie no na ekoduru se abato no duru so a wo ho antimi ankwa ankọkire no ankọkire sanso na exhibition ye esa aboa ama wona wo afri mu na wo din ewo register no mu no mpanifo atimi aboa abusuafo atimi aboa mpanifo amomo atimi ayi edin ansamandin a ewo abato enkrata no emu sanso pese wo sesa odin se de bidika kan na sa exhibition krea ene bitimi aboa ama watimi asesa odin na sei na Mami Jane Mensa waye electoral commissioner no o kire nsem ede kire Ghana for wabra na let the citizens know jumedia ekoso na ochibia no ade bechi ama exercise etimi akoso no and then so omo etimi ede hyehyɛ so enwumre
to verify their details. Now I come to the importance of the exhibition exercise. From our experience over the years, participation in the voters' exhibition exercise has always been low. Citizens have not found it worth their while to visit the exhibition centers to check their details on the provisional voters register. We wish to emphasize that the exhibition exercise is an important aspect of the entire registration and election process. It is therefore important that voters take the time to check their details. As you may be aware, the voters register as it stands is provisional. This means that it is not final, and that is why the law recognized the need for the exhibition process to enable all registered voters check and verify their details and ensure that the necessary corrections and omissions are effected before the register is certified. The voters register will only be deemed final after the exhibition exercise is completed and after authentication by magistrates who, for the purpose of this exercise, serve as the district registration review officers. Ladies and gentlemen, if for nothing at all, the verification of a person's details is important for this very reason, as it affords each voter the opportunity to check whether his or her details are on the register and to request for an inclusion of his or her name where this is missing. The exhibition of the provisional voters register also affords prospective voters an avenue to verify the accuracy of their details captured on the register and gives them the opportunity to correct errors such as the wrong spelling of their names, the wrong capturing of their ages, amongst others. The other reasons for the exhibition exercise include the following. It provides an avenue for the objection of names of unqualified voters on the register. Any person entitled to be registered as a voter will object to the inclusion of names of persons on the provisional voters register if they believe that they are qualified to be registered as voters. It also allows a registered voter to cause the removal of persons who are deceased from the register. It also allows a registered voter to replace poor quality or damaged voter ID cards. And it also allows the registered voter to change their names. Voters requesting for change of name must have published the said change in the Gazette, and they must have been provided with documentary evidence to that effect at the exhibition center. In the light of the importance of this exercise, therefore, we entreat all registered voters to take time to verify their details in the voters register before its certification as final by the district registration review officers nationwide.
Na abato commissioner Mrs. Jane Mensah esa editor dwa se ekwan a obefa so a obetimi ahu se udin ewo abato nkrata no bibia de yie no ene se obekọ baabi a wo tire udin anase exhibition center honom baabi a wo tire udin no na wakọ akọhwe na se wentumi ankọ nso a ye de short code bi ato edwa obia emfa ho ne network a wo use so obetest udin na ode akọ 1422 eno ye beto 30 pesos peso no eduasa ena ye beto na se wo test kwa details a wobenya NSN udin ebeba sanso ena wo card number ebeba wo age ebeba ena afin so o district a uwom ena region so a uwom na no ena ochirim se exercise ebekọ so inanson ena yedi esiwon ma yedi edi dwuman ahisha se ochinane na ochiso pepepe ena ebetimi awie eno ena ochirim se kwasiada ene memenda nyina weekends no eka ho bi dendende a enya asem keto akra wochire mu se sika aban edi ahyemu no man no di ahyemu no enya ade a eco waste kra womo edi dwuma na no wochire mu se device a okay yentie se de kwan obefa so a obetimi ede akwa akohwe udin no
exercise and make requests for amendments or insertions where necessary. It is important to note that all persons who registered at the various district offices must go to the assigned polling stations during the exhibition exercise and not the district offices. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in a bid to ensure the safety and security of our stakeholders and to make life easier for all prospective voters, the Commission will deploy a mobile telephony system, also known as the SMS, to allow prospective voters check their details using their mobile phones for a fee of 30 pesos. A prospective voter may access the system by simply texting his or her voter's ID card number to 1422, and immediately his or her details will pop up. With this simple process, a voter with a click of the button can obtain the following details: his or her name, voter ID card number, age, gender, polling station code, polling station name, district, and region. This facility will be available to all voters throughout the period from Friday the 18th of September to Friday the 25th of September 2020. We are aware that a number of citizens have tried to access this platform before it was activated. We wish to assure you all that your funds have not gone to waste. Our team has compiled your details, and the system will forward your information to your phone once the platform goes live tomorrow. Therefore, we urge you not to re-access this system. It is important to highlight that a prospective voter will need to visit the exhibition center if he or she notices an error in the details that come up from the SMS service. This only means that there were errors in the details taken and recorded at the point of registration, and this may be recorded if the voter so wishes. So this may be corrected if the voter so wishes. In that case, the voter would need to visit the exhibition center. For the information of the general public, the Commission will deploy 5,000 biometric verification devices to selected exhibition centers across the country. The device will be operated alongside the physical copies of the provisional voters register. This device will enable the prospective voter verify both biometric details, that is fingerprint and facial features, as well as biographic data, that is one's age, name, etc. The deployment of the 5,000 devices would also afford the Commission the opportunity to pilot the devices. Recruitment and training of exhibition officials.
Na eno no chirem se enipa be se 17,000 ena womo edi womo egu onoma wɔn ɛkɔ akɔdi dwuma no na saa 17,000 no EC officials a wɔn ɛbɛtena exhibition centers wɔ ahwɛ sɛ bibia ɛdeda yie ɛwɔ mu ebi saa nso ɛna COVID-19 ambassadors nso ɛwɔ mu bi afei nso security ɛbɛyɛ tight paa ɛwɔ exhibition centers hɔ nom.
Oversee the exercise. They include exhibition supervisors, district exhibition officers, deputy exhibition officers, verification officers, key trainers, technicians, and COVID-19 ambassadors. Every category has been provided comprehensive training on their respective roles. We trust that our officials will be professional, efficient, and pleasant to all who visit the centers. The Commission is desirous of ensuring the safety and security of its stakeholders. As a result, we have recruited one COVID-19 ambassador to each of the 33,367 exhibition centers, and they have been tasked to enforce the COVID-19 protocols put in place by the Commission. Logistics management. All materials required for the successful conduct of the exhibition exercise have been procured and supplied to the regions and districts in adequate quantities. We are confident that the comprehensive plan put in place will ensure that there are no shortages of any materials at any of our centers.
Na osanso echire mu se enipa no bi ewo ehonom a se omo eba ebeye basabasa de mpanifo beye ne se womo bambo no beden ama yeyi womo afri honom afei nso abato no edru so a oba no an conduct hu ye na beye basabasa honom a card no kra ye beje afri nsem aba no kra no wontimi ento ebi ewo ehonom.
In collaboration with the Supreme Court, appointed district registration review officers who are district court magistrates throughout the country. They have been assigned the responsibility of making decisions on all complaints and objections that are raised during the exhibition exercise. The district registration review officers would also authenticate the provisional register by endorsing it. The district registration review officers are required to communicate all decisions in writing to the Electoral Commission, and the Commission shall within 14 days after parties to the case have been informed comply with the decision of the district registration review officers, unless a certified notification on appeal to the High Court is brought to its attention. Observation of the Commission's COVID-19 protocols. As part of the Commission's commitment to ensure the safety and security of its stakeholders at the exhibition center, the following safety protocols will be observed at all our centers. Any person entering the exhibition center or queuing to enter the center must wear a face mask. Upon entering the exhibition center, a thermometer gun will be used to check the temperature of individuals. The maximum distance of 1 meter between registered voters in the queue will be enforced at all times throughout all the centers. In centers where we have the biometric verification devices, our officers will ensure to clean the surfaces of the devices with wipes before an applicant's fingerprints are verified. The Commission will provide hand sanitizers for registered voters. Now to the exhibition. The Commission will also display an exceptions list comprising the names of registered voters who have flouted the regulations of the registration exercise. The persons on the exceptions list cannot vote for the upcoming election. The Commission will also display the multiples list. This contains names of persons who have engaged in multiple registration and therefore cannot vote in the upcoming election. You can still check your voters' registration details if you cannot find your ID card. Once you are a registered voter, your photograph and details are captured and will be displayed in the register. Note, however, that being in possession of the card makes it much easier for you to check your details on the register. The current exhibition exercise is a display of persons who were captured during the just ended registration exercise. Therefore, there will be no voter registration ongoing during this period, except for corrections and updates on the already existing data.
Eno ye maame Jane Mensah wono ena abato commissioner no ono ena abato commissioner oda womo ano ena ohyiansem kyerefo will let the citizens know dwumadie no odi ano a odesa ensem yi etodwa tinyame adom okina bono nso kim abato mpanimfo no bebiem exhibition centers ahodo ewo mem aseye ama obi atimi akotwere ne din senia o kyerɛ mu no sa wokɔ na sɛ emra womo ede egu ho no wokɔ kɔmema wo metiti so ekɔ de wa nkasa wo mra ekɔ ho no ma na ene na kyerɛ 2020 December 7 abaye beto no wonso wontimi ento ebi ewo ehonom na yepepa sa ensem no na let the citizens know press conference no to joy pe ena yibo pin chairman ede ema People's National Convention Yera Bernard Mona and yedito nanim say ena Mame Jane Mensah hrem se enanson ena yede asi won ma nyame admo kina ena ehya uhun ensem no esen eno no ochrem se brane de esua se wode na enson ato no mo se Ghana fo mfan konhwe se omudin e won krata no ma enipa omo edodo yese be empim billion and million edu ensia na chese breno de atodwa ne sapa na no ochrem se enam se breno eso entia be manipa ombetimi akopie mu akohwe se omudin e wo abato krata no no eye ade bia epepa fom pa
that persons who are employed, particularly all our members of parliament, are in Accra. They have to go back to their various polling stations, carry their family and all that. And
she said that you can do that on your phone.
No, they will give you the details that you are registered, but your name could be on the exception list. Actually be on the multiple registrants list. That you have gotten it, that you are a registered voter, does not preclude that you are a possible candidate on the exception list. Your name is cut.
Yes.
Okay? And so on the system, if you type the 1420 and then you get the information, it will tell you are registered. But the fact that you are registered does not necessarily mean that you are qualified to vote on that day, according to her submission, which I'll come to.
Yeah, what?
That is one point. So this is the time people have to now convey their families to go back to various registration centers to now go and confirm. And you see that there is no time. And I'm sure that if you were working for Joy, and then all tell them that you are all going to various places that you registered, you will see that your employer may not be able to grant you the opportunity to go. So it's putting a lot of strain in the way of voters. So at the end of the day, you check what is going to happen. The turnout will be very low.
The turnout will be very, very low. And no chairman at Edema People's National Convention, Bernard Mona, and Yatenenka Ewo Hono. Now you be saying, say, Brepen Kra and a PNC Monso. Mobabe mo flag bearer e dia akire Ghana wo mo eto aba na o kire mu se nyame adoma busumi da eto so eduonu ensia na PNC omo agi atum se wo mo ebeko na wo mo akwakoyi wo mo empanifo na no na o kire mu se PNC wo mo ideology no ade bi e wosropa ya omo ewo nhihye na so edurumre bi nipa omo ebeyi wo mo se omo medi ekuo nanim enam se wo mo wait no edurumre bi esuane nti Ghana for dodo na to aba no entimi ento aba emma omo enko womo anim na eno na o kyeremu se omo etimu pa ahodo pi na omo de abetodwa NPP ene NDC for womo etimi asesa omo edi juma na no na o kyeremu se ensem trefo de nsanta no dodo na ebebo womo ni nyina ene sen edurubire bi na so omo edi juma obenu ni afre NPP ni NDC for nkwa parties nketwa no bitise PNC de yemfrɛ womo na se yemfrɛ wa beden na Ghana for etimi ate normal ananhyehyɛ papa a ode egu wakwan mu na eno na o kyeremu se ha adwene pa ha omo ye pa enya asem ketwa kra wode atodwa se nipa miensa na epre yento aba na yenyi emu baako no ntu franka emfama People's National Convention amayokio no na womo ene Reverend Sam J Deborah san enso na Samson Abigobet Asaki na Honorable David Apasre ono so eka ehu bia just say enye asem keto akra say ye na okan nsem.
PNC idea is being implemented fully, but I say that it is one that has saved the people of Ghana. So many Ghanaians come to realize that the PNC is the party of ideas, the PNC is the party that, if allowed to win elections, its policies will be able to liberate them from the economic quagmire, let them find themselves. So the party is not new. The fact that we are to elect somebody who will be our standard bearer to lead us into the today, but when the media, you are going around searching for people to empanel for your programs, most often the PNC and its membership come as an afterthought. Indeed, I have come to many programs of yours only when I understand that they don't want to appear before your show and favor that there is.
But people won't just.
And therefore, if the media decides in both the idea of the MPP and NDC, and when, as Ken Elbayogo will say, and when you say that 2 + 2, and I say the answer is 4, and somebody from another angle come and say 4, then you turn around to tell me that, Bernard Mona supports these people's position. How can that be the case? So what you have tried, in effect, is that when a PNC man speaks, and speaks against something that the ruling government is for, then at the issue, you are consigned to the NDC. Ideas that you have brought, this thing is about favor. If they don't favor your presidential candidate, you will not. And that is why I have insisted. Look, from 1992, when President Leman became president, that is the highest the PNC has dropped, 6.7%. Since then, we have had a decline. And it is painful that we have had a decline. And so we are trying, and this Congress, fortunately, the old phase of our party, Edward Mahama says that is no more contested. It has given new life and new lease into the party. We have 3 persons who have already filed for presidential candidate.
Let's go for the name.
Standing member of the party in the 2016 elections. He was appointed by Dr. Edward Mahama as the campaign director of the elections. And so he is coming to contest. We have Samson Awigobit Asaki, that is a favorite name to the media. And then we also have the Honorable David Apasre, who is also contesting. So 3 persons are contesting. And so we are looking up to see which one the delegates will elect. And I'm confident that any one of these that is elected will be able to package the person. And probably this time, the media conspiracy will turn so that we'll also now concentrate and give some hope to the PNC.
Obi biara ebeyi no ye be package no ye be hye ne kama ama chese wa ya kono te se offense kwadu no na Ghana for etimi age no atum na odi to just say nyame eyaduma omo manifesto no so nya asem keto akra Ghana bola bebre na etwa ahia omam ha sei enso ohwe ye enyinam kania na chese enya asem keto akra nkoyie na eno se bola hodo atwa ho ahia no womde nhyehyɛ pa ebegu akwamu ama etimi akoyie yetimi ayusu ne ye papa na osade to just say yenku adwuma ahodo no so eno so womde nhyehyɛ ahodo ebegu onoma ebe ya kono ama Ghana mebuno no tuto na nso etimi ede wo mo ho awura kuadwuma mu.
Teachers in our nation will know that when the PNC come into office, their incomes will not be in art. We have determined, and this is what I say all the time, that we cannot have Bola and also be having energy crisis. So we'll have what we call Bola energy, where we can gather our rubbish and turn them into something useful. Other political parties have failed to implement the Bola energy policy, and we want to do that. We can also assure you that instead of allowing the private sector to be the controller of the renewable energy sources, government of the PNC will ensure that we have a sufficient investment in the renewable energy sector so that many Ghanaians will continue to profit from it. Above all, what I can tell you, that there are many things that the PNC will ensure that they are brought into this country duty-free. Agricultural implements cannot come into this country.
That sounds like the NDC.
The NDC manifesto. You that is part of the challenge that I have. I'm bringing you PNC ideas. We are talking about NDC. The PNC manifesto. In any case, in any period, you know that we only add modern things to the manifesto. But in terms of the people of Ghana will again have the best of policy options that will be able to salvage our nation from
Okay, there's a question that keeps.
Bernard Mona chairman Edema People's National Convention ena yetene nkano kane mampani John Dramani Mahama so akwa piem ewo bono apoye mantam num bontoa nansa ena ode esi wonuma wode edi dwuma no nene dey okopiem ewo amanten a eben atebubu a one nananom hemfo ehia mu na ehia mu no na ode ato party supporters anim se nyame adom ochina ebo nonso a abato commission no de nkrata no obiem ato exhibition centers ahodo no nti NDC ni ba bia enkonkoswe se ni din ewo abato nkrata no se ne be ya nyame eye adom a December 2020 no wobetimi akoto aba na Omampeni abedi echire His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so de atujwa say NPP amanyukio no ene aban enu omutirimu da se Okada omo ba be legalize ye de ba be ye adwuma e wa ha sei na eno de atujwa say omo eye enhyehyɛ papa de enhyehyɛ papa egu akwan mu se ne Okada adwuma no eye hu esifa no enti enhyehyɛ omo ede egu ono ebema obi biara na ani gye ho se otwi afidie anase otwi ka anase machine bia no de ye adwuma no nya bibi kakra no watimi akodi ka ne bi se ne be ya wono so obetimi edi dwuma yeyi eye ensema NDC for ede ato edwa se nyame adom no mbefa konwa bi ma Okada jumedie no mbe legalize no de hyehyɛ ato ɛho ɛno na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kyerem sɛ dwuma no ehu pa eya eni kwan so mampani anase obibia owo nhyehyɛ papa bia no ɔyɛ na adwene sɛ obebie atum ama ɔdaseni aye
discussion about Okada in Ghana, this motorcycle transport. I think that in the context of what we are doing, we would rather encourage the Okada riders to come in and try to buy and lease these vehicles so that they can run businesses. They need to graduate from this risky and less safe Okada riding to a safer means of transportation. Their problem will be a lack of capital. But if you bring in new leasing policies and we have our national ID cards with our digital addresses and so on, we can have a credit system working and give you an option other than this risky. You don't want to finish graduate school and then you make a life in Okada riding. You can have a better option, and we will give you a better option. So yes, we will not legalize Okada business in Ghana. It may be a tough decision, but it is in the interest of Ghanaians. We have had discussions, but we will stick to our decision.
Na ena honorable Kwame Abuja Collins weye PRO de ma ekukitwa no ewo parliament ekuya ehwe Ghana yen ka koba dwumadie eso odi atudwa se ensem a Ghana ye mampani abedi akire kana kire se ne nimdie ewo Okada nsensem no ewo fompa eya John Dramani Mahama ewo ehyepa ede ema ekuno nti kiane ken Okada omo be legalize so omo eba
I'm totally confused as to regarding Okada. Vice President Bawumia, when he said, I can say, I'm going to consultation. Answer now, very determined said, I'm going to legalize Okada now, I'm going to legalize it. And then, put me and your motorbike. I get Bawumia or motorbike, you then motorbike. Like, put me in for this because the level as you come to be as a business. And first of all, and yes, motorbike. Currently, you can ride motorbike, you can carry somebody on the back of motorbike. Two, Vice President Bawumia said, Okada is dangerous. But record bear any in terms of NPPT and National Road Safety Authority. Every form of transportation has its own risk.
Collins. Wano eno kasama ekukitwa no ebaka akoba ensem enho a yete nenka ewo eho nom no na COVID-19 no yede betu dwa se bese enipa ahenum ena sese dia doctor fo gina womo eso a womo etoto se womo ebenya ahoden no made womo free COVID-19 enum eno ena ayensem de ede ama oman Ghana nyina na eno ena Dr. Nsiasare wono ena oyefutufo edema aban eba pomdin eho a ode atudwa se no kre COVID-19 no say active case na so atepa so hwan papa na no eno ode atudwa se nkakra ye koyanim ye make progress ewo ehonom na osa de atudwa se Ghana ni bia enhwe se ye bebo ye homoden na yetimi ahye ye max ewo honom ne other protocols no yetimi edi akire ewo ehonom ebinum ewo honom a omo epia se omo enye omadwene kra se max na omo de bi ebepie na eno eye ensem bia ɛha dwene pa ma COVID-19 no ne kon no ɛyɛ den ɛno nti ɔbɛhyɛ sɛ Ghana ni bia obetimi ahyɛ ne max so pia sɛ ne bɛyɛ nkakra yɛtimi akɔ yare no
we by 14th of September no active cases 492 less than 560 new cases saying ne 33 years and yeah make it a lot of progress Ghana thing actually nipa udi anymore the leadership was a operator for which my economy na obi and leader will be ankase we so the same so aware we are here and they can for the evidence say and so we are saying we who Ghana had a and generally Africa and say go for PRD nema I can't go for council nipa bi what the street people your name and the kisa yare we say uli you be here e be you because if you nipa no e be yare and yanka na say yanka fikes ni ya kwa ambra obutumi edu actually so the be make catch be say must is very very important only one box ni bia bia no be symptomatic and as will be when you are in the on the area papa can only pay no or the assign also be a say or you need to who is diabetes hypertension na feel so diabetes and hypertension and can be a diabetes ground for drug and the other one actually the course of chase our insulin you want insulin gravity and cook the like the chocolate the hospital when you a ventilator could see so never it can be a prevention better than cure bomb by no mask no bomb trade here take a clap but idea where you are between what to now on quota intensive care day also me na wo sanitizer be a phobia and as be able to be able call me across one and as be a transfer that I say the pounds
na eno sa kyerɛ mu sɛ ɔmo free abrochire ɛbae wɔ abra bi airport no ɛtum no enipa edu ensia ɛna ya test wɔn sɛ ɔmo ɛwɔ COVID-19 no ebie ɛno nti ebisa ɔmo sɛ ɛhefa ɛna sese mpanifo ɛde ɔmo akosie
yeah ada sɛ wɔ hospital near health hospital say signs and symptoms and I said yeah I need before food hypertension diabetes chronic renal failure and never our area with the hospitals and now say if I can maybe a friend isolation center I would want to now say if I can you need to ukufia we need signs and symptoms so yeah maybe a need for to ukufia you need to be alienated actually yeah really would be a maybe a quarter or isolated the whole field your name in the same potency and look at clear the ewo that is also a or a cohen who fear be our course which are almost so fear boga me when you're but you're isolating for now she asami jana manako and he maybe now okay on that you are forced to take more fear that I check on every day be and I say could feel the cover here then and now to keep you now here program there be amasa that's how call you man say
na yasan so ebisa ne say COVID-19 no kra no o mema say no say na esi ko test no muguso a ebo anase mojae se ne na mo sha ase ana number say si by ne number no entimi ma active case you kra so atie yi mojae anase munyae
but yeah country no a okono epeno na so man na okono peno eno enebe ebe airlines na efe o man bia baby o bia man bia wa so ko a die pen protocols and I said the policy you know yeah na o di draw say negative because into ko asakwa da ma full plane aba o fi baby aba Ghana only sa test na bi kwa ma full plane so the o ko maybe now so ni sa test no bia ya ma full plane e Ghana yeah o do Ghana so no the empese you do ko to you quarantine I say look to be for now and I say wow good here na ko try now community say na we can here and I say because there will be a sensitivity and specificity okay sensitivity no 100% sensitivity so and so you can say negative or negative or positive I get on say ye pay. Say be ya won't our airport to ye so we to test no. Tini ye file sample no test na test in actual meat ebiasa no Osaka or resource. And no any the our LC airport why ye and wow kai say a free as I have CFS September at the pin and Senra. Why nipa nearly over 7,000 Mabagana one full player by you when you artist. And then a no answer a do see out.
Na ose COVID-19 no that's what system no eno protocols out no Ghana ni baby any so.
Yeah, what to kaka wo hwenu tui. Ta dia be sa no wo die na encounter. Na ka wo no go access ni na name the day ya be yeah because of COVID na ku na fi na ko environmental health for me o na ko so ko si ni wane wane. Unti ko si o dofuni. Inti no and also my prevention no na say me ma e be ku kwemu a. It's important, but sometimes and you're very comfortable with me a protein thing the album or grows up. You use sanitizer, you give yourself on them. You pay a bush, baby pea. Now, hello, be a one of my watch you. You then go for peace because I don't there your election period. You say, we call rounds. We to the care no what to sort of be a plan or be a sort of no but mass and call for it been like the whole PhD mass be our modern for the maximum of one month services and a sharp to us woman's near qua and one by say yeah ancient peanuts here who say I think I need to climb your testing and I say test negative nothing see a queen.
Dr. Nsiasare ono ena otu aban no for ewo apomden ensem eho ena yene no ebo enkomo no yebeka ya enene nam yenu ena amaye ewo ebibremu atoya ha sei West Africa omu ebehia mu ema nanado danko akufu ado Ghana ye mampani edi wona anim eto adwene efa ekwan a omo ebefa so ama wantwu a ekoso ewo Mali emu no asumdue timi atodwa ewo ehonom yebeka ya be se busumi enie ena Abubakar Keita na oyo mampani asojafo yi no esi efom na eno ena nka osenka ebe se ebra womo ehye senkomde omampani foforo ebesi so ahwe kirame yato abano omo entimi entusa anamo no eniti na chese akoye watimi wakame ewo oman no emu na eno ena Ghana aban His Excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo di mpanimfo animo a womo etimi ebehie mu ase obehwa Nigeria mampani Togo mampani sa enso ena other West African state a ewo ebibira atoye ha sei no ebehie mu edisa meeting no ehye so a omo etu bofo enso efri soja aban mu ewo Mali ma ono nso eba dina dwumadie no emubie na eno ena foreign minister Shelley Ayukobochi ede ato ejase sa meeting e course we e roadmap se ebe ya asumdie ebetimi akoso wo Malia se enya asam keto akra ewo ehonom na ose sa anamo a aban ene mpenifo ewo ebibrema toya ase etu no eye anamon papa Malifo no wo mo ebetie no asopem no mo ahwe ama asumdie timi akọ so ewo mo man mu
AFS meeting president Sayabe meetings enum since adie yi ehyasie na there's been back and forth to say yomo ne womo kan no mo akọ na adie omo ya fi ha akọ ni omo akohia na de nti we de ne twatwo omo anya road map no ni omo pese AC until ombe finally elections ECOWAS is ensuring say they are not entertaining any kind of takeover, unconstitutional takeovers. And with the ECOWAS, Sadiana, a tremo awayechi, ya koye nemino, ya massa aquino, a crown.
Ye mame Shelley Ayukobochi a foreign minister ono ena yete nka ewo ehono na openi otimi besi Malifo anemu ewo meeting no ase no ye friend His Excellency Abdul Kader Twali ono so de abasobo ema Ghana by His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ne mpanimfo etimi be piem odwumadi na se ewo anamo a omo etimi etuye ewo asumdi a omo hwehwe se ebekoso ewo Mali no eho Openia friend Abdul Kader Twali say no can nsem
to have this roadmap implemented. And it's a must for us because we're part of ECOWAS. We are funding member of ECOWAS. So, and we know that the instructions are very bad for our country. So we'll be abiding by the instructions given by ECOWAS.
And no, His Excellency Abdul Kader Twali ono ena yete nenka ewo ehono. Nyame aduma enche kra enche na chese Ghana wama mo ehwe yemmoa adoma eso eni wiase afana nyina omo eyesi wonom na omo edi World Rabies Day na chese rabies eye yare a se kraman ekawa wode esa wo anonti empanifo a omo hwe agric juma so enkenka omo ewo veterinary directory hono wamo edin hyehyɛ egu akwan mu a wamo ehwɛ sɛ saa afahye Ghana ni babia na sɛ obi bia na ni gikua dwuma ho na kraman wɔ ne fie no wɔde ne ho ebehyem sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ a Ghana rabies a ɛwɔ mam ha sei no ɛyɛ yare ba kyɛ sɛ ɛduro eni hɔ ɛma na ɛduro hɔ a ɛne sɛ obedikai akwakoji injection no unyaje injection ne dia ene aboa no ekawa rabies no untimi enya ebi ewo honom eno ntibusumi de toso aduonu enwotwe wiase nyina edi so de edi World Rabies Day na eno ena Dr. William ono ena oye veterinary director wo mem ha sei edi ato Ghana fo nyina enim se ebre no tura ye nyina yemfa ye ho enhyem se krama wo fie nso a na chese watumi edina akwa akopiem ewo veterinary offices ahodo no na chese yetimi atreat no se ne be ya wono nso aboa no enkoka obi ema asem intimi ema rabies no se nya ekawa na chese uwu a enesa.
By 2030, nobody should die from rabies, and Ghana has fully joined this program. So today is just to create the awareness. Rabies hasn't gone away because COVID has come. It's just coming to add to it. So we need to collaborate. So when we all come together, you play your part, we play our part, the policymakers, the pet owners, then we can eliminate rabies so that everybody will have his peace of mind. If your child goes out or you yourself you go out, a dog bite you, it's a matter of just cleaning there and then, because the anxiety when there's a dog bite is very, very alarming. You will see people going around looking for the post-exposure prophylaxis for human beings. And it is not there. When they get it, it's expensive. But it's take tiny fraction to really vaccinate. I've always said that when the clinical science starts, it's virtually no cure. The person will die.
I know. Yeah, opinion wono wo hwe emwadoma eso ewo Ghana ha sei yera Dr. William ena yetene nka efa rabies yare no eho na enrada UTAC for wo maso ye wo University of Ghana Legon omo friends trefo enhiemu ede eno ma bia omo entiase ewo public university bill nhyehyɛ aban no ese wo enke wo de ato edwa no eho na eno ena mpanifo a ewo mpanifo a omo ewo University of Ghana omo friends trefo no yene ebi edi nkomo no ebisa omo se die potenti ena omo friends trefo omo kyeremu se sanhyehyɛ no wamo ehwe se aban no ebetu sanhyehyɛ na gu animu ya na asam no ekoye ensem bi a kyese executives a omo ewo UTAC Michire University Teachers Association of Ghana wamo so omo entiase se omo branch aye ewo enkran no ye Legon no wamo entimi enti mpanifo no enhyehyɛ so omdim lika hu friends trefo enhyiemu no na eno asotwe ebekɔ ede ama mpanifo no eno ena opani a ono nso woyɛ secretary ede ema UTAC national executives no ono ena woyɛ secretary national secretary de ma UTAC opani a friend of Dr. Samuel Kusi ode ato edwa se na nkofo omo ewo Legon no eye ade bia omo ebu emra so na sei na Dr. Nkrumah so echiremu wa abra enrada press conference no eko so no
much and I must say that reality is this that the four elected officers of the University of Ghana campus were elected, of course, by the lecturers at the University of Ghana campus, and of course that we have a national body which the National Executive Committee comprises all 4 elected officers of the 10 campuses. And so let me say that before the Executive Committee meeting, which NEC makes reference to, the processes leading to this press conference had already begun. And at the time we were at the meeting, the notices or invitations to media houses had gone out. The reason is this, that from June of last year, the Minister of Education made a pronouncement on the floor of Parliament suggesting that UTAG was comfortable with the bill and that we had made inputs. This bill came in 2019, and UTAG, for example, all the campuses were tasked to form committees that would digest the bill and decide whether or not the bill was worth considering or that the bill was unnecessary. And all the campuses indicated, and our report is very clear on that, and that we do not accept the bill. It has come back with some revisions. The revisions we do not think reflect any different from the zero draft which we received in 2019. And so our position as a branch on the University of Ghana campus has been that the bill is unnecessary, and because of its unconstitutionality, government should consider the withdrawal.
No, there's a bill no, and who ain't here, so any emremu. Anunti omo ehwe aban no say aban no money we are one more entry and sign one more MP bill no kra
elected by this constituency, and we represent the interests of the constituency as well. And so if University of Ghana lecturers feel strongly about the fact that we do not want the public universities bill, which is the same position the National Executive Committee holds, that we do not want the bill, and UTAG University of Ghana is doing a press conference to say the same thing, that we do not want the bill. I don't see how that is is at variance with the position of the National Executive Committee.
Dr. Nkrumah. Na UTAG for one more secretary, national secretary, one also Dr. Samuel Kusi. What they are to just say UTAG as well they gone and penny for homo money sadie. Just say omo and say egu ono one more ebuso enunti asotwe ewo ho sa disrespect the national executives no eno enti na UTAG omo officer and cause enke ewo enkran no one more etimi eyi ede aba kumase na chesa santemantema say na UTAG one office ewo na eno na Dr. Samuel Kusi hrem say nyame makwan a one ede asotwe kese pa ebeko ede ama UTAG mpanifo a one ewo enkran ekamia say afibia no UTAG fo ewo enkran no one etimi ye niama ho bi and I'm so mkotojo mo mrenti no mo bu nkotojo ye pacho na chese omo ato ensem no ego enunti womo entie womo no asotwe ebeko ede ama womo.
Yes, no, they have happened before. One leg of one after I show most of it. It blew on there, was Senka, national office, they call but then I'm saying, every key ranks, you know, they are not national office now, come the command, because you see, a national office, they're okay anyway. Your officers, I'm not from Blue. I didn't get them when they do a national office. No, but will be from Blue. So, a brick here from. So, punishment will be if it's suspended from attending a meeting. The punishment can be applied. If you look, they do say the National Executive Committee in this year, the emergency needs the national leadership will communicate to Lagos what exactly the decision is. I say happen in the name of UTAG. So, then because that is what they are seeking to do. So when we look at all the possibilities. We will look at all the possibilities. What will happen in our bed. I don't think our year is similar one last year. But just about 2 months ago, they apply sanctions. I just said that only what the money from one in China. But we can't go to genuine brand. We are not the corner of patch. We are not the corner of the patch. And I will find it we are not moving. You better this one. We have a papa now with fear. Also, do 94. Now, we try to and you know, we better a fine idea.
eno Dr. Samuel Kusi UTAC one national secretary ena yeten nka efa enrada press conference etimiko PM our University of Ghana Legon UTAC for ho ewon nsema omuchirem say public university bill aban no ede egu form no womo enfo aso no no mpanifo chirem say asotwen ebeko ede ama UTAC for a womo ewo Legon na ene day chese na nika sem ye pa na esanso ye adesua sem pa chese nya sem keto akra amanta miensa ena nadbo ene ekuo awodo a omohwe bambo ensem eso posi for fire service for sanso ena asoja fo nyina na chese omuyi enkran kumase ena afenso boga omuyi si o se omo edai omo esuban edi efa se ensem esi a chese simulation ekoso pa ye ewo bambo eho se memfa ne se abatwe mkobi aye na adwene se okwa akofa ballot box a na post for a omo ewo ho no chese omo akeka omo ho na chese omo age ballot box no efri omo ensem omo etaye sabato eba beduru se ya na ne dey ena omo eye no miamiensa no eye kumase sanso ena boga ena enkran eno nti ene dey obepiem ewo bantama abrepo junction ho a asoja fo kai na chese nam krom se ya na chese enya asem keto akra eno nti ebi eheda eda what said ye owo no obonse ambulance si ho na posifo ne asoja fo ne nadmofo yi omdimli kekekekeke ni akwa akofa ni pakro ne de na akoto kanum na afin so omo treat omo a chese omo echirem se omo ye e de akire oman se omo aye krado a chese se de bika kan no enye enenko a na etimi ekoso a ene den so omo sa da suban no anase sa oye kire no e de kire Ghana fo nyina ehun se yes womo aye krado se bibi eba ebeboma womo aye ready se womo ebetimi aye papa ya enye asem ketwa kra na yebegina sa ensem no eso na yede ene the trending news a yeboabo no ewo akwentufo radio a wote no modernghana.com sanso ena Zeno radio Facebook and YouTube akwentufo radio UK no esi hase nyame eya aduma ochina de bekam bia de akam bia no ana de ensa bekam bia enkensuo no nso yede ebeba aba besomo asida kese enkoma mo se de pia ne da mote yenka ewo fidie yi eso mutie ye enrada yentumi amfa amremo yebegina na de so na yede echopa kese ede amamo abrebia no yede trending news ebeba besomo mokoso ana muntie akwentufo radio fi say ye woni papi ede emamo makramo midin ede Edward Donko
Show me what you want, girl. Tell me what you like. Never gonna play you, girl. I treat you right. I go give you all, girl, anything you like. I just wanna make you smile and show me what you want, girl. Tell me what you like. Never gonna play you, girl. I treat you right. I go give you all, girl, anything you like. So we make you talk to them. Message.
Treat me up, show me that you love me, boy. That you stay with me when time changes. Even though it's taking a while to say this, trip me up though. But you ain't gotta run into conclusions. Tell me, baby, I can trust you through this. Love and understanding, we can do this. Trip me up though. Do-do-do-do-do. 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 Trip me up though. Do-do-do-do-do.
I'm coming home, I said me home from you. Into the car, I'm into me need you. Oh, do you wait? My home, my tia, Oh, don't go out, Nama Kumapo. Say what's in me so I'm sorry, oh. I die away. My own tia, Make I show you love, baby. No go make you cry, baby. Oh my baby, no I love you crazy. Oh my baby. Make I show you love, baby. No go make you cry, baby. Oh my baby, no I love you crazy. Oh my baby.
Legacy Life Entertainment.
Kim Promise.
Yeah.
Kim Beats, let's go.
Drunk in love like JMB. Roll the J, baby, you my bae. Brahmin Chang, I got something to say. Kim PMP, baby, it's okay.
Although you way, my own tia. If I don't show you, make you miss some. Forget the rest when I'm number one. Oh, na 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 na. She did my side through the highs and lows. Make me dream, make me bankable. But